everybody. Hello, welcome back to my channel. It has really been a while. So on Saturday, that was like 3 days ago, after Babalola University Upward had its 11th convocation ceremonies. That means that we had new sets of graduates, finishing various degrees and programs. And today I am with one of them who just graduated from the College of Law with a Bachelor of Laws. Her story is really inspiring for me because I got to know her since 2013. That was about 10 years ago when I became a law teacher in this university. And I'm so happy that after a period of 10 years, she is finally able to graduate from the college with a Bachelor of Laws. Yes, I know you're wondering what happened, why did it take 10 years instead of a 5-year program and all that. But she's here today. Her story is really an inspiring story, and it's a story you would want to hear to encourage us all, let me not say the whole thing yet. Let me allow her to say her story herself. All right, so you are very much welcome. Welcome.
Thank you so much, ma.
All right, so can we meet you? So introduce yourself.
My name is Temidayo.
All right.
Just like you said, I'm a graduate from the University of Babalola, and I just finished my law degree.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Thank you for honoring the invitation. I know it was very impromptu. After the convocation, I just told her, Temidayo, your story is an inspiration. Please allow me to interview you. Thank you for the opportunity to interview you.
You're welcome.
So let me ask, how did you start your journey? Your journey to decide to study law. What motivated you? Why law? Why did you pick law?
I think my journey started in SS3. That was the time where you had to channel your life towards a particular course. So SS3 was where we had to do JAM, and it was required of us to pick a particular course of study. And as an art student, law just sounded nice to me.
The best course.
Yes, it sounded like, okay, why not law? Then, and I just filled in for law and I tried law. For motivation, I would say I knew very little about motivation then, but I was motivated to want to be of help to the deprived, people that are cheated. I just didn't like cheating, so I felt law should be it, and that was what motivated me then.
Wow, that's beautiful. So during the course, like I said, 2013 when I came to College of Law Award, I met you as a student. So during the course, okay, but before you came to Award, what was your journey like? Was it straight from SS3 down to Award, or was your journey like?
Wasn't straight from SS3 down to Harvard.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I had already, tried to study law in another university, but I realized later on that, as at that point, the school wasn't yet fully accredited to study law. So I came back out from that university and went back to do A levels.
Wow.
And while doing my A levels, that was when I realized that, because I did my A levels at Affair International Studies Center. That was when I realized that if I wanted to still do this law, I needed to clear all my papers as I had a deficiency in maths.
Okay.
So while doing A levels, I also enrolled to do O levels, and then I retook my O level paper and then wrote JAM again, and then came in.
Wow. So even before Award,
Yes.
you had started studying law.
Yes.
From there to A levels to doing, wow, you was really interested in law. It's been a very long journey. So during your journey in Abwad, what challenges have you faced in Abwad?
I faced a lot of challenges in Harvard, but I would like to talk majorly about two. The first one being getting my choice course. When I came to Harvard, um, because of the WAEC result I had with me, I wasn't able to get law immediately because that also had deficiency in math. Now this was the new O level, so I was persuaded to enter and study another course, which I took. And few days after, my other results came out, and I had a credit in math. So with that new result, I was able to present that to the department and ask that, can I still
Transfer.
transfer to law, since that was what I got admission for. But then I had to go through, another department. I had to leave the first department I entered and go to another one, so
Wow.
that I would be able to cross to law in this following year. And eventually in the following year, I got my choice course. Then the second challenge would be financial, and this one started shortly after I was able to get my choice course. So
All right. So you had so this journey. So since when did you finish secondary school?
I finished secondary school in 2008.
Wow, 2008.
Yes.
So when were you finally able to get law as a course?
I was able to finally get law as a course in 2013-14 academic session.
All right, so that means it took you like 5 years since
Yes.
finishing secondary school
Yes.
to finally get into the law program. Wow, that's a lot of time and a lot of persistence on your part. Okay, so the financial challenges, that means that made you couldn't continue like you wanted to in the law program.
Yes, I couldn't. After my second year in the law program, I had to, due to financial reasons, I had to defer my admission. And what I thought was just going to be a short deferment ended up becoming 5 years of deferment.
Wow, so another 5 years
Yes,
of
another 5 years.
deferment.
And in this period, I'd given up on school. I just felt I'm lettered enough. At least I can
You
write and
can read and
speak.
write.
So that should be enough.
Wow.
And but God made a way, and towards the end of 2020, I came back.
Okay, so you are now able to come back towards the end of 2020. So, my question, it's been a long period. So, initial 5 years before you got law, in the middle of the law, you had to take a break for financial reasons for another 5 good years. Wow, that's a lot of time. So, how did you overcome this challenge? How did you overcome this challenge? It's not just the financial part, but I mean the long period. During this period, I am sure you had siblings, you had colleagues, you had friends that have moved forward. Those you finished secondary school together, your colleagues in those courses you studied, your colleagues, in law and all that. So how did you cope? How did you cope to be able to overcome this challenge and still have the strength to come back to say you want to finish the law program?
Okay, thank you very much. One of my coping mechanism was that I first had to sit down and reorientate myself. That these my junior sisters and brothers that I'm coming back to meet in school and my roommates. I need to forget those that have moved forward and gone ahead of me, because the truth is what they have, I don't have it. And this is my opportunity to have what they don't have, what they have, since I don't have it. So I kind of shelved that idea that my mates had gone ahead of me. I saw this as an opportunity to now have for myself, to now achieve for myself those dreams and aspirations that I thought were buried. So that was like my major coping mechanism.
All right. Did you have, because people talk of mental health, did you have any bouts of being depressed or discouraged or moody? Times where you just don't want to go out to see anybody, you don't like to go to social events. When family are calling you the law, and then you just don't want to go. You don't want people to call you, and they're wondering, kilo share, what is happening? Did you ever have, such experience? Because I can imagine it wasn't always rosy. So
Yes, I did. I'm not even going to lie or pretend like I didn't have those moments. Because initially, when I finally got my choice course and I already saw financial constraint being posing as a problem, that already gave me anxiety. And when eventually I had to defer and go home, to me that was the end of the world. For the next 2 years, there was nothing anybody could say that could bring me out of that state. Like I cried straight. Once my head hits my bed,
hmm.
I will cry till I sleep. I cried straight
Wow.
for
Wow.
1 year.
Wow.
The second year, I sat down and I said, wait, oh, this certificate, this degree, this schooling, it ends in this world, right? We're not taking this thing anywhere outside this world. So if I now kill myself, myself, what
Mm.
would now be my day? And that was how I was able to, wake up from self doubt, depression. I was able to forgive. I was able to accept myself because I had gotten to a point where I couldn't even meet people again. Once the moment you ask me what's my name, I'm already anxious. Okay, what's the
Betrayed.
next thing I'll say? Should I say I finished secondary school? Should I say I drop out? Should I say that I had to accept myself. And then another thing that also helped was I channeled all those energy I had into my business because I'm a beautician. So I was able to go perfect my skill, and then I started running my business.
All right. So, yes, we're going to get back to what you're doing now. But before then, I want to ask. I can imagine you didn't pull through alone because we are social beings, right? So, what was your support system all through this period? What was your support system that you could lean on to help during this period?
Well, first, I'm a Christian. My first support system was God.
Mm,
It was God that didn't make me allow what was wrong with me go into my head because it almost did. And it was God that eventually started speaking with words to me and started reassuring me. And another major support system that I know I had was my family. There's a point where a child starts doubting their self-worth. I started thinking like maybe I was a problem child. Maybe I had
I can imagine.
all sorts of negative thoughts. But my parents were always there, my siblings, they were always there telling me that no, you are a brilliant child, you are not destined to be this, you can make it, you are going to make it. They would pray, even when I didn't believe their prayers then, because there was nothing you could tell me about God I believed them. But they kept supporting and encouraging me. So,
All right. So, family was a very, very strong support for you. Did you have some few friends that still
yes,
stood by you through
yes, I
this?
did. I had
Okay.
some friends that even helped out
Mm.
business wise.
Mm.
When they saw that like school wasn't working out, the ones that could help financially to help boost my business did. The one that could share words of encouragement, they did that, and slowly I came back.
All right, that's good to hear. So, what was the motivation that kept you going? For instance, you said at some point you had given up. Maybe school was not for you. So, what was the motivation that kept you? For instance, why did you come back in 2020? Some others would have given up and said, "Man, I've been trying this thing for more than 10 years, so let me just go." So, what was the motivation?
The first motivation was that I tried other things academically. I tried to other places, I tried other routes, I tried other courses, but for some reasons none worked out. And just when I was like, okay, I'm done, and that was when God told me that you're going to complete everything you started.
Hmm.
And I took that word
Hmm.
because at that point I was at a place where parents and family could not convince me to go back
To
to
go
school.
back.
Nobody could. I already made up my mind and I was done, and that was that. But God himself now told me that everything you ever started, you are going to complete it. And in October of 2020, this word came in, I think October or September of 2020, and in October of 2020 I was just trying to scout around to raise money for a sales for my business. And the next thing I was hearing is, my parents have gone to Afel and they now have an arrangement for me and to come back to finish my degree.
Wow. You were
That was my
shocked.
expression. I was shocked. I was shocked to the point that 3 months, 4 months into my starting, I still couldn't tell anybody because in case anything goes wrong, I'll just leave as quietly
As you
as I
came
came.
in.
I could not come to understand how such a thing will happen at that point where I had given up, and that was just it.
Wow, what wonderful parents that you had. They really tried. So despite wanting, they still came behind your back to try to find a way to make sure that you finish what you started. So I one of the reasons why I brought you to interview is that quite a number of students go through things like this. You wanted one course, you couldn't get it, you had to go somewhere else, your journey is just not going the way you intended. you wanted to be a doctor, a lawyer, different things. One thing happened, strike, different things are happening to students, just like it happened to you. So what would be your words of encouragement? Because life throws us lemons, how do you make lemonade out of it? What's your word of advice to other students?
My words of advice to other students would be that um, don't stop trying. Like, if you don't like where you are or who you are, don't give up. Keep trying. Like, make sure that you are constantly trying to better yourself. And for the lemons, even when you're determined, even when you're resolute to achieve something, of course there will be obstacles in your way. But what you can do when those obstacles come is, if you have to take time out to rant, to cry, to pray, take the time out, cry, re-strategize, replan how you want to move forward. But don't forget to quickly move up, to quickly get up from that state
That pity
and keep,
party.
yes, and keep trying, because at the end of the day you owe it to yourself to succeed, and only you get to determine how far or how little or how short you get in life, especially if you are bored. So don't stop trying.
All right, I really like how you put it earlier in the interview. You talked about perspective, right? So you didn't look at those that have gone ahead like, oh, I'm missing something. Like you saw those that are currently in class with you as your mates. So this is the opportunity for you to get, what others have gotten that you want. So I think that in life, at the end of the day, it is all about perspectives, right? And Yoruba people say Onokon Waja, right?
Yes,
All of
ma'am.
us are going to the same destination, but we are really going to pass through different routes. We would all get there, but our stories are really different. That's why it makes a very beautiful collage. So, you mentioned something about being a beautician. So, what are you currently doing? What has been keeping you busy all through this while?
Okay, after completing my exams, I because when I came back, I had to lay my business down since I couldn't really do that in school.
All
So
right.
now that I'm back at home and waiting for drafting to law school, about getting a job, I just decided to resuscitate my business. So I'm a makeup artist, I'm a hairstylist, I sell makeup products, I sell hair. So I'm trying to create the awareness I once had, to enact it back and
Okay.
launch myself back into the business world while I wait for other positive opportunities. And
All right. So I want to believe that probably you also mentioned it earlier that one of the things that helped you was you focusing on your beauty business. So you were not idle,
I was
So you kept your mind busy doing something else while still waiting for your dream job. So I wanted to ask what next. But you now mentioned law school. Are you still going to be able to go for NYSC?
I doubt that because of age.
Age. All right.
Yes, I
So
doubt
it's
that.
so law school is what is next.
That's the end. That's the thing. Law school and jobs.
And job, that's important. Law school and a good job. And by
Yes.
God's grace, it is really going to come.
Yes.
So if I were to ask, which of the law schools would you like to go to?
I like Abuja, but I'm also considering Port Harcourt. So
So any of them, so
any
Abuja
of
or Port Harcourt.
yes, yes.
All right. So thank you so much. So in closing, I just want you in one word to just encourage, those who are viewing us in just one or two sentences. What would be your closing word to encourage people going through different challenges? Maybe they're finding it hard to arrive at their goals, and it's really been a long one. What would be your word of advice?
Yeah, the first sentence I would say is, don't stop believing. Like, dare to believe that it is possible. She said something about perspective, which I mentioned. Sometimes some things that are going wrong, instead of we decide to view them with a magnifying glass, and then they look larger than our entire world. Whereas we could decide to see it as something little that we can overcome. Don't dare stop believing that you deserve every good thing that you desire, and keep working at achieving it.
Thank you very much, Temidayo. Your story is really an inspiring one. It's inspiring for me
Thank you,
myself
ma.
because I could imagine if I was the person, I probably would have given up, on a journey since 2008. So when me, I even thought it's a
15 years.
10-year journey. It is
15 years.
actually a 15 years journey.
Yes, ma.
Wow, that is a long time. I'm really glad you have graduated. I wish you the
Glad
best.
to.
And I trust God that He will make up, God can make up for the time you think you have
Amen.
lost. So I really trust God that He will make up for the time you have lost. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching us today. Thank you, Temidayo, for coming.
Thank you so
Please, I
much.
just want to beg you to please subscribe to our channel, to get more inspiring, more inspiring videos like this. And please don't forget to drop your comments and your best wishes for Temidayo. Thank you so much. Bye.